next time you meet me in Gate City.
Oh, Cody Pope. I know Cody Pope.
Our friend is Cody and we not having a good day.
Smack dab in the middle of all that.
That was beautifully said. And I love that you said when you have a microphone.
And we were able to do it.
It's about just showing up.
Yeah.
What up, world? What up, world? Welcome back to another episode of Cody Central. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's here so far. Fun in store tonight, as you guys probably saw. We are calling this one Media Monday, so we're going to be talking about all things, new releases, records that have come out in 2025, movies that have come out, all sorts of stuff. So I'm excited to get into that with you because our segments tonight are a little more unique than our traditional interview segments. I'm going to kind of breeze through some of our opening stuff. But as always, welcome back, welcome home, or welcome for the first time. If you have never been here before, just know that every week is a little bit weirder and a little bit different than the last one. We're going to have an awesome night tonight. Whether you're watching from Facebook or you're watching from YouTube, drop a comment and let us know what city and state you're tuned in from. We're excited to check out all of you guys and see what you got going on. We got some cool stuff in the works for tonight. And sorry, my computer's lagging a little bit here. There we go. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so we got some cool stuff in store tonight. Tonight's episode is not sponsored. However, if you are interested in sponsoring a future episode, if you want to have anything plugged during the program, here's a quick video on how you can do it.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is go to hellhoundpublishing.com. Go to the menu, go find Cody Central, our show. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see a bunch of different donation options. Each one will have some really cool stuff that you get. Go to checkout, tell me what you want me to promote, cash out, simple as that.
Simple as that, gang. Just head over to the website and I will be happy to plug whatever you got going on. I'm going to throw on some music here. If you like the sound bed for tonight's episode, as always, the beats are produced by my brothers from Hellhound Publishing. Even though, which you can find online at Beats Even though, and Byron G at BG603. Check them out across all platforms, and let's keep getting into it. So, like I said, because we're doing a Media Monday sort of thing tonight and talking about new music, I decided to opt out of doing a music of the week like I normally would, because that just seems redundant, so I was going to save it. What I did want to do instead is just take myself on the back, because today is the 10-year anniversary of my EP that I was able to do with the one and only Extraordinary Phenomena. That came out today, July 28th, 2015. I had just started rapping a couple years before that, and the opportunity with Blueprint, and he sent me a batch of beats, and it was just like such a touching experience for me. And so I really challenged that was outside of what is like part of the normal Cody Pope trajectory. So I really dove into like my like sci-fi influences and things like that, and just told stories through that lens. And it was awesome being able to have the honor of collaborating on songs with him. And so it's crazy that 10 years passed, and I was just scrolling it and I was like, holy crap, that's too crazy. So big shout out to that. Go check that out. It's on all streaming platforms. If you're a Cody Pope fan, this one is definitely a lot different than other joints from my catalog. So be interested to come back next week and hear what you guys thought of it. Same thing with movie. All right, so movie of the week. I'll give you one because I think I have two, and so I'm going to save one for my chat tonight with my guest. Actually, you know what? I only have one, so we're going to get into it tonight. Like I said, we're going to talk about music, movies, all sorts of stuff. If you're into the movie stuff that we do on the show, the movie reviews and all of that, I try to mention it every week, but I am on Letterboxd all the time. Anytime I watch a new movie, watch list every week. I review everything that I watch. You can read my reviews publicly. There's a ton of much cooler people, filmmakers, producers, directors, the whole nine. People will put lists of movies that influence them. They'll do lists of things that are inspired by a certain film. There's all sorts of really cool stuff. What up, dude? I can't. There. Oh, somebody popped in for a second. Well, sorry about that, gang. Internet was going. It just like pulled up right where we left off. So we're back. Sorry about that. Man, the internet is going wonky tonight. See if any of the homies jump back in now, of course. Yeah, hopefully you guys decide to come back because we troubleshot. Alright, fuck it. We'll let it rip. We'll see what happens. Alright, well, if you're watching this after the live stream, this episode obviously got trashed. But nevertheless, we're here, we're hanging out, we're gonna make shit happen. So we're still live and hopefully some of you guys will pop in. I'm gonna save the event scroll for if you guys jump back in here or not. Alright, so let me just get right into it. So my guest tonight, we've known each other since our schoolboy days, if you will, and he's a longtime hip hop head as well as a world historian, and he's somebody that throughout the years we've always bounced back and forth about new releases, old records that we just found, the way the culture's going, all this kind of stuff. And for years and years and years, I tried to get him to do his own podcast. Now I got him to drink the Kool-Aid enough to come on mine at least. And we're going to talk about some of our favorite records that have come out this year. Please give a round of applause and drop some comments from my good friend, Steve Kalogeropoulos.
What's going on? How's it going?
Sorry, let me shut that off. Rock and roll, okay. Well, been an adventurous first time on the pod for Steve, so we'll see how the rest of this goes.
It's all good.
This was kind of like a last minute thing that we came up with, but you had hit me up during the week about
Almost every member of Wu-Tang's been coming out with something, or Wu-Tang affiliates. Who else did I see recently? What was it? Not Black Moon, but Boot Camp Click. Yeah, so I mean, just all these different albums. Slick Rick came out with the first one since The Art of Storytelling. Plus, it's newer artists too. But I mean, if we're talking like the older MCs, like they have not missed a beat. What are some of the projects that you've liked?
Dude, I think the Clips record is huge right off the rip. Sorry, I'm just trying to share the friggin' live stream. People to come find us again. The Clips record, I love the record, and I am just like so intrigued with the rollout and how everything has like gone with it too. I just feel like that is one of the records that we like needed as like a hip hop culture. We needed that record to come out to kind of like reiterate like, yo, old guys can rap. It's crazy that we waited as long as we did, but that we still got such a fucking masterpiece. What do you think about the Clips record before we move on?
I thought it was good. It's funny because it seems like online it's pretty divisive. You got people saying it doesn't sound good, they don't really vibe with it, but you have a lot of other people saying pretty much exactly what you said. It's very lyrical. It's got a solid, unique sound. And yeah, I think it's just one more instance. I don't think anybody that would be considered an old hip hop artist or head really ever stopped. If you look at people's discographies, it's like the bigger albums that kind of get released. But like I said a minute ago, it really does seem like it's just been like a floodgate.
Yeah.
As if with all the younger guys coming out, almost saying that they doing it better than they did it in the 90s, 80s, early 2000s. So it's almost like they decided to answer that, and we've been getting a lot. Like I can't really think of anything that I've heard myself that I've not really fucked with for like the older artists, except for that Lil Wayne Carter things, unfortunately.
Right.
But the Clips album was fucking tight.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
I'll get controversial off the rip. That one record that came out recently that I had really high expectations for that hasn't met the bar yet is the new Raekwon album.
You didn't like it?
It didn't feel timely, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't feel like what I expected a Renaissance Raekwon record put out by fucking Nas's Mass Appeal label. Like, it felt like some of the production felt dated, and I liked the skits, but it felt like it was just a lot of shit. Like, I haven't even got all the way through the whole album. It's like, I don't know, like 17 or 18 songs or something crazy like that. Not that that's crazy, but it just didn't. I don't know. I think maybe because I love Raekwon, and like I would say he is probably my favorite stylistically of the Wu.
Oh, anytime we talked about Wu-Tang, you would always say Raekwon.
Exactly. So
only built for Cuban links.
Yep. And so I just I had higher expectations, and this thing 17 songs, and it's like I got to maybe I think I got to 12, which was another skit, and it just, I don't know, it just, the production's not doing it for me. It feels very like late 2000s.
Are you saying if it was going to have an older feel, you'd almost want it to be like further back, or you wanted something?
Yeah. Like, it feels like it's from like the fucking ringtone era.
Oh, shit.
Not that like the beats sound like that, but just like the vibe is just very like, I don't know. I was expecting like some real fucking like mafioso, like dark noir storytelling, like crime syndicate kind of shit, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't feel like that. I'm gonna give it like some more spin time, of course, but that was like the first one that I was just like kind of bummed out on.
One thing that I don't care for so much, like the Slick Rick album, was guilty of that. I thought that album was really good.
I enjoyed that.
I like the only thing, and it's not even just with him, you've seen it in a lot, is very short sound, like song.
Yeah.
It's like,
but I think that's the listenership, you know, it's like, that's our music consumption.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking like, we need like 6, 7, 8 minute ballads, ballad like hip hop tracks and all that. But I mean, you're getting into something, couple good verses, 2.5 minutes later, done. It's like, just gets good, done. As for the skits, that's always, I mean, I think we could think, what was it, De La Soul? For those with De La Soul is Dead. Fire album, some of my favorite songs in hip hop, but ever since that, where they showed they could give you, oh shit, look at this album, it's got 20 plus tracks. Does it though?
Yeah.
Does it? And I can't think of many skits that really, over the years, like if anything, there's the only skit that I can think of recently that I've actually thought was kind of funny was actually on the Muddy Waters 2 one. There's one where he calls and he's looking for his weed and he thinks like his girl took it. And just like the back and forth of the women on the phone and Redman going through some like threatening shit, and then, man, you hid it in a shoe under your bed. Oh shit, there. But besides that, it's just like, usually for me, it's like, unless it segues perfectly into the next song or like, the song before it, it's usually just a skip for me. I mean, as for the beats on the Raekwon album, I mean, I don't know, I fucked with them. But yeah, I mean, I could also see where people were saying that. I think in regards to like the tone of the album, you almost got to wonder if artists who've been in the game for like 30 years, they got their money. They're obviously not on some like Sean Price shit where he was famous enough, but still living in, like the heart of Brooklyn and everything like that. You got to wonder if they're just like changing up exactly like their content and what they're rapping about, trying to reflect where they're at in life now.
Yeah.
Almost
that's
like
the thing. It's like they still rap. That's the crazy thing. You know what I mean? Like,
and it doesn't always sound forced either. Like, you think guys in their like, at this point, shit, 50s, mid 50s, some approaching 60, you think like, it sounds like a little rough. And some do. I'd have to think for a minute to think of anywhere it's like, maybe they should hang it up. But like, I even though it's not a 2025 release, it came out, I think, October 2024. But like that Muddy Waters too, like Redman, I think he's like 54, 55 or something. that shit does not sound forced. It sounds fucking really, really good. You know, like you almost wouldn't think like dude was at that age. You know, I feel like, you know, there'd be a difference between Muddy Waters 2, the albums in between that. But yeah, I was very, very pleasantly surprised by that one. I fuck with that one a lot. But so yeah, you said you haven't finished the Raekwon one, and you gotta give it a few. I mean, we all got tracks like that. I think I remember when we first started kicking it, I mentioned how what was the Biggie song? Kick in the Door. Just because the initial beat and all that, like, you know, I started getting into it, and then I just like skipped over it, and then I ended up like listening to it. I was like, oh shit. You know, it took a couple listens just because that beat at first was so like, I don't know, it didn't do it for me.
Yeah. But, all right, so well, let me ask you about the Evidence record. Have you heard the new Evidence EP?
No.
So Evidence has a new album coming out, and he dropped like a 4-song EP to like kind of like get people excited for it, and I'm really enjoying that. First joint on it has Alchemist rapping on it as well, so it's like that Step Brothers vibe. That EP has me excited for the album, whether those songs are a part of it or not. It just shows me that he's cooking.
Yeah, no, it is good to see see activity like that. Like somebody I keep going back and looking for, like Big Crit, man. He's become one of my absolute favorite MCs. But I mean, at the same, I don't want like rushed content.
Yeah, and I don't want another fucking Digital Rose, whatever the fuck it was.
There's a couple good tracks on that one,
for sure.
But when that one was a specific, I went through and I sampled all the songs, and I knew which ones ahead of time. It wasn't $10 online, but at the same time, it was like, I know if I'm going to listen to these songs, and the ones that I did buy though are fucking fun. But I want like a, full fucking album that I'd all the way through.
It's like, I hate to be that guy, but like even though like Crit was here, that's like a whole body of work. Like, you know what I mean? Like even like Catalactico, that's not one of my favorites, but it is just like so much killer, so little filler. Like,
oh yeah. If there is any, it's almost like it's not even a separate skit. It's just something at the end of like at the end. Oh, I'm escaping. Live from the underground, and then just right into Cool to Be Southern. Just like a or the where they're going at the drive-through. More grease than beats. That one gets me every time. I mean, shit, I think depending on the mood, I'll listen to that song just to hear that skit at the end.
Oh my god, that's so good.
But I mean, like you said, it's not like a lot of filler. It's not like it's taking up like minutes of the album and some skit. And it's different too if they're just like speaking on life or whatever. Like there's a Mobb Deep track. I forget like where in the album it was, but I remember it was just Prodigy talking about why they like rap about what they do, and how he's always strapped, and he just goes on to say, it's like, I'm just like a small like play. I'm not I'm not like a big guy out there. I gotta do what I so yeah, I mean, it's good to see when they're active, but it's also good to see that it's not just putting out shit for putting it out, but it's something you'd want to go back and listen to, something you could throw into the rotation, consider it with all the other albums that you like about that artist. Anybody's been in the game long enough, there's always going to be misses. Talk about Nas. Anytime I think you probably already know what track I'm going to talk about with Nas. Big Girl, man. Like,
dude, I hate to say it, the whole fucking dude, what is he? Is he Ghetto Disciple or King's Disciple? Not King's Disease. The double disc album. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's
dude, that
Street's Disciple.
Street's Disciple. What a letdown, yeah. And that shit too, like I went to Newbury Comics and like saw the CD and was like, double disc Nas album, like holy, and then I
that album cover too, for whatever fuck it's worth. I mean,
dude, I still have the poster, dude. It came with
poster's
like,
cool as
fold
hell.
out poster. Dude, there's a Busta Rhymes feature on it, and it's like the most ass song ever. Like
the because I got the track list of that one up right now. I mean, the songs that hit though are fucking like Just a Moment, Thieves theme, Message to the Feds, and all that. But yeah, you'd think for a double album, it should have been. They almost could have split it up, and then you'd have like probably like another classic, and then another that's like. But
yeah, that could have been saved for like a B-sides record or something.
Or some other ones that we got that just came out.
Dude, well, let's talk about this Freddie Gibbs record, I guess.
It's like I like what Freddie Gibbs is. He's because I think last time we kicked it, I mentioned with him like at what point does someone start to enter like a GOAT conversation? And I'm not talking like the people that like Tupac's and the Biggie's and all that, but he's been in the game for what now? Like easily like 15 years to almost 20 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least 15.
And I mean that's just like when he started like coming out with his commercially released shit. You go back and you look at his mixtapes.
Yeah.
And he goes even further. Like doesn't miss, always goes hard and all that. I think that when it comes to these recent albums, I'm still like looking for that earlier Freddie Gibbs. So like that hard hitting like Gary Indiana shit.
Yeah, dude. And like I know I'm not the only person, but man, him coming at Currency on this record had to have been one of the most like cornball, insecure, sensitive man moments in a long time. Like Currency don't fucking bother nobody. Like he just does his own thing, never gets mad about shit. And Freddie just seems so in his feelings about this record. Like, and I just thought that was soft. And then he like did a thing about Benny, and that was also kind of like, bro, like you could paint it 12 different ways, but you went to somebody else's city and got fucking stomped out. Just take it in stride and like keep it like the whole thing. Just like it goes back to him being mad sensitive because the whole beef with him and Benny stems from an interview that Benny did where somebody asked if they were like gonna do another collab or something, and he said something along the lines of that like the time was done for the two of them to do shit and that he was on to other shit. He worded it in like a weird ass way, which I could get why like Freddie Gibbs would feel away. But it's also like, bro, if you had just like said nothing about that, chances are you probably would have fucking collabed again down the road. Like, but you just made all this shit like so fucking stupid for no reason. And so it's hard to, it comes back to the like separate the art from the artist kind of thing. And it's like rap is too much of a reality thing in the sense of like people try, you know what I mean? It's not like in other genres, you can like tell stories that like you can make up characters and tell stories and shit, and that's fine. But like in hip hop, there's like a certain expectation of like
you are what you rap.
Yeah. And so it just feels very soft to be like, well, you didn't want to be my rap friend anymore. Or you didn't promote our record well enough, and you didn't want to make music. It's like, dude, you are a literal multi-millionaire.
And in my opinion, still, even with even with
phenomenal talent.
Yeah, I can see easily one of my favorite. But yeah, I think it's the like when the Freddie album came out. That for me was almost a judge an album by its cover, because I saw that and I'm like, what is this? It's gonna be like a almost R&B, like a romance album. And then 3 seconds in when that beat dropped, and I was like, all fucking right. I was like,
you know why the album cover looks like that?
Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah. That's what's funny, dude. Is like that's why I like Freddie. He's like, Ryan said, sorry I am late, my dude, dealing with ramen stuff. That, first of all, that's awesome. I'm so proud and stoked for you. I can't wait till you complete the whole fundraiser. And second of all, don't worry. We had a bunch of crazy internet outages for some reason. So the top of the show, the internet just kicked us out at one point, and we came back and there was nobody here at first. Now there's a few people here, luckily. But I skipped over like the show run and the other stuff because I wasn't sure if anybody was gonna fucking make it in or not. So thank you for tuning in at all. Honestly, appreciate that. So just to catch you up, we're basically I got my buddy Steve here. You probably actually Ryan, you might have met Steve back in the day.
Was this Ryan that was your neighbor?
Yep.
Oh shit, what's up, Ryan?
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Ryan was on the show a few weeks ago because he is fundraising for a pop-up ramen experience that he's gonna do.
Oh shit.
So like he'll show up at events and like set up this tent and like cook ramen and have like a seating area and all this shit. It's like all like traditional Japanese. And dude, he's raised like 3/4 of his fundraising goal already.
Oh yeah, people love that. Yeah, no, that's something that'll immediately be a hit. Yeah. Absolutely.
So we were talking. So hopefully you guys are all caught up now. Thank you everybody that's tuning in.
But the Alfredo album, it's not bad.
It's just weird. Like Freddie Gibbs is the best rapper who is like very sensitive. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like he's such a phenomenal talent, but he's just got to get over these little gripes about shit, you know?
Oh yeah. At the same time, at least it didn't. I mean, it could have gone worse. Like with the whole Kendrick and Drake one. Has there ever been a more just thorough ass whooping when it came to it? I mean, whether you got your peers at an awards tour singing like a minor, Super Bowl shit, Grammys, award, all that shit. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely see what you're saying about Freddie Gibbs with that. And I think for an album like that, for me, I need to be, I don't want to say in like a certain mood. I just like the more like straight out of Gary, like hard hitting, you know, about like selling crack, coke, about the streets type shit, which I mean, still references and all that. But I don't know, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is with those type of beats, I want it to be more like hard, up tempo.
Yeah.
Where like these ones are a lot more like mellow. They're, you know, I don't want to say almost like, you know, more like, you know, mature rap beats or something. But yeah, no, as long as he keeps coming out with stuff, because it could very easily turn into like another, like I mentioned the Slick Rick album. You know, I mean, before that, the last one was 1999. Yeah, which still, I mean, that was like I fucking love the art of storytelling.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Phenomenal.
I'd say that's probably the best one. People would say, well, I'm blanking on the not his second one, the Behind Bars one, but his first one, which I can't believe I'm blanking on. But yeah, the art of storytelling, that's my favorite Slick Rick one, and I'm glad that, like, because there's always that worry when a new album's coming out, you're like, is it gonna be good? Is it gonna suck? But that album, all the way through, I fuck with it. He did not miss a beat.
That was such an enjoyable album. Even the stuff that like I wouldn't have normally gone after, in cohesion, just like kept my interest peaked so much. And then I don't know if you saw, but he actually did like a video piece that was like basically like a short film, and it's like clips of all the songs, like music videos and shit. It's really dope.
Oh no shit! Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's like, and just recently he finally put out like all the individual videos by themselves. But watching it in like the short film one is really cool. It just kind of like jumps from joint to joint, and yeah. All right, so let's go back to the Clips record. Would you give the Clips record out of 10?
Shit, I thought you were gonna go out of 5. I was about to say like a solid 4.5. So I'd say like,
okay, we can go out of 5. That's cool. So what would you give it out of 5?
I'd say like a solid 4.
Okay.
4.5. Yeah, like you said, it was a really, really solid album. I'm definitely on the side of fuck with the production value, fuck with the lyrics, because the other type of hip hop where it's, you know, a lot of the more basic shit, it's fun. You throw it on just for like, you know, if you want something loud or whatever the fuck. But I'm not gonna listen to like half that shit for like that type of content. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's good to show that type of hip hop still has relevancy. It still has its place. It still has its listeners. too. That's not just like died out. And it will hopefully get younger listeners to kind of like want to go back and maybe check out albums they normally wouldn't listen to.
Yeah.
But kind of like you said with the 2-minute soundtrack, I don't know, or song length rather, if people got that type of patience or attention span these days. But what about you? What would you give it?
I would definitely say like but I think 4 is like a safe bet. I think the production is bring out the best in each other throughout this thing. The only thing I wasn't crazy about, honestly, and this is just like a taste thing, I did not like the cover art. I know Cause, I understand that people like his art style and whatnot. I just like that was the only thing I just like didn't care for that much. But even that, like I get it because it's like a it's almost like an homage to like Bait. Like they were the big purveyors of Bait, and like Cause kind of had that same like color and patterning. So I could see the resemblance, but I just hated it. Yeah, I don't know what is going on here, but the internet like jumped out again, so that's what that was. But we are back. I'm gonna try and cover a few more records before we wrap this thing up. This episode will probably end up in the garbage can because of all the fucking internet clip outs and shit. But I think I really want to keep doing this. So if you guys are into like new release Monday and stuff like that, let us know in the comments and I'll try and we'll schedule these like once every, like maybe we'll do like once a month or something like that and just cover some of the new records that have come out, new movies, all that kind of shit.
So I'd mentioned the Carter 6 a couple times, which I want to talk about like that for a minute because you remember years ago, I was a lot more like up my own ass about like certain hip hop artists or even like certain just like musicians in general. But
yeah, I was like that too. I was definitely an elitist.
But I've definitely like come around like some people that I kicked it with. Like I give them shit for like Migos track, and then I ended up listening to a couple. Then I ended up getting like their entire discography, and I was like fucking like I was sad when Takeoff died because they just came out him and Quavo with that God, I'm blanking on that album name too, but that project that they had that came out like weeks before he got shot, and I'm thinking to myself that's never gonna happen again. So I've definitely like come around. So I was really like fucking with the early Lil Wayne. Carter 2, the way he opens with the mob and all that shit. Carter 3, so I was like, all right, pretty psyched for this. What was it? He did like a, out of all people, a Skip Bayless intro. But if you saw that, like that that went fucking hard. That was fucking good. This wasn't though. I did end up getting a couple tracks off there, like Bells. Hip hop with Jay Jones and then Big X the Plug. But I mean, Big X the Plug is another one where I've been fucking with him heavy. And then Sharks with Big Sean and Jelly. But I mean, you know, if you got 3 tracks out of a whole album, which is a fucking shame. Because the Carter series has been pretty huge in hip hop. I mean, you got people.
That's pretty devastating that like came the way that it did. The whole thing just. There's like video documentaries on YouTube about how bad the fucking rollout and like production of this album was. Like people just knew before it came out that it shouldn't have come out, and they did it anyways. It's a fucking shame. I have to segue our convo though, because we got some comments. We got a comment from Jay McCallum who said, I think I'd still beat him at Halo Reach. So it sounds like there's some smoke to be settled. Jay, let me know when you're hosting the LAN party, and we will be there. I'll be there to spectate and make popcorn and nachos, but I think that's on the agenda.
Remember that time what was it, duck sauce? I bet $100 against my car in a Halo match.
Oh my god.
It was the only way I knew I'd get him to put up $100.
Free duck.
Fuck. I haven't even said that name in a fucking minute. God damn. But yeah, it's a fucking shame. I feel like out of, I don't know, at least the last like year for newer releases, that's probably the one that I've heard the least complimentary things about, which sucks. Now, of course, like anything, it doesn't like take away from previous works.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from his earlier albums and all that. But it just sucks because it's not like he's got another like 2 weeks from now coming out. You just don't know when. You don't know when they're gonna drop something else. Like I said with Migos and with Take, you don't know if something's gonna happen, and that's that. What would you give that if it's even bothered mentioning stars about that?
Oh man, I think I might have listened through it once, and I was like that disappointed. It's pretty much like 1.5, 2 stars.
Yeah,
there just like wasn't. There was nothing that I remember, and I like went into it like being excited to be like, oh man, like let's hope this is like another like benchmark in the Wayne catalog, and it is not, my friends.
No, three track. Now, if it was an EP and you got 3 tracks out of 4, 5, that's still song. But it was a full like fucking album.
Why destroy the brand like that? Like the Carter was such a built-up thing. And it was like, it meant so much to get to this installment.
Dude, you start your workday, you listening to, like I said, the cartoon, the Mob, like first track.
Yep.
That fuck. I'll start my shift and I'll listen to that shit on fucking repeat for a goddamn minute. It's so fucking good. But talking about like newer releases with one of the 3 tracks off that album that I ended up fucking keeping. This dude, Big X the Plug. I have been so fucking pleasantly surprised by it. I came across it by accident on iTunes, and I ended up getting like everything available that he's had. He is so fucking good. And if he stays healthy, and if he stays alive, because
don't turn out like Dave Blunt's.
Dave Blunt's, or that he's still like, I don't know if he's still like, active Crip affiliated, and he's on like, tour and everything. I'm just like, dude, just stay alive, keep putting out good music, keep living your life, because the shit, like, I didn't know I was gonna like it that much, but I mean, he can fucking rap, and the work that he does with his producer, like, they are in fucking sync, because that shit sounds so fucking good. That Law and Order track with the fucking SVU sample, I love that shit. Like, the other night I was listening to it, and the thought just crossed my. I'm just glad this exists. Like, I'm so happy this is a fucking real thing. It's so fucking good. So he is solid. He comes out with shit like singles, EPs.
It's like Max O'Cream. He's another one, dude, from Texas. Like, found him a couple years back, loved what he was doing, and he's just continued to evolve and just like hone in on his sound. And like, dude, he just had Tyler the Creator produce a bunch of joints for him. It's like the weirdest pairing ever, but it works so perfectly. Just so cool. Are you familiar with Danielson?
No.
Dude, okay, that should be on your homework list. Danielson is a rapper from Canada, but he comes through the US a lot. Very like traditionalist street gritty rap, like in the best way possible. He is like constantly dropping stuff, and I was there was a record that like came out a little while back that I had like listened to and been thinking about, and while I was trying to look it up, there was literally like a brand new record that he dropped just the other day. Yeah, he dropped an album called Baggage Claims earlier this year, which is sick. And then I don't know if it was today or what, Friday. So literally just last Friday, he just dropped another album called Shuffle with the Left. And I haven't even had a chance to listen to that whole thing. But like, dude, he's just been dropping so many consistent projects for the last like close to 10 years, I want to say. Going back in his catalog, dude, he like goes back to like the early, like before 2020 and shit.
Yeah, no, I'll have to definitely have to check that out.
Yeah,
because I think, what was it, last time we were kicking it, I said for some reason for me, like the like what was it, 2010 or whatever is like my cutoff year. So I got like, you know, my favorite artists from like before that, and then the ones that like started like really gaining momentum after like Big Crit, Freddie Gibbs. Another one who's coming out with a lot of shit consistently is Kevin Gates.
yeah.
Like he's got another album coming out in like within the month or something like that. TD is fucking good. I remember when I first started listening, I mentioned that, and you were like, Kevin Gates, huh? That's interesting for you.
that definitely caught me by surprise.
Dude, he's fucking good. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's talented for sure. Dude, what about, have we talked about Griselda? Are you a Griselda fan at all?
I don't think I've listened to enough to say if I'd have to go into him more.
Westside Gun put out a really cool project this year it was like an EP called Heels Have Eyes. He's big into wrestling, and so it's always like plays on wrestling shit. And so he put this EP out, and I thought it was really cool. It came out on Rock Nation, and what they did was they put out like a limited CD version of it through Rock Nation, and it was like $8, and they only sold it for like a weekend. And just like shit like that, where it's like, dude, Westside Gun in particular, but like Griselda as a whole unit, like they really like, they contributed vastly to the appreciation of physical media again, with like, they were like really like vinyl collecting and like merch printing and shit like that. Like they kind of made that like their specialty, and created like a whole new like culture of appreciation behind it. And so for them to have gone on to as big of endeavors as they are, like being on Rock Nation and shit like that, to still find ways to like tap in with the streets like that was just so cool. And I went on the website, fucking $8, $4 for shipping and handling. A couple days later, showed up in my mailbox from Rock Nation, fucking Westside Gun album with the liner notes and all that shit. Like, and there's just something different about it, where it's like I don't have to listen to it on streaming, because I know it's like in my fucking archive at home, and so I'll like take it and put it in my like it baffles me when people will tell me so often, like, I don't even have a CD player anymore. And I'm like, my car has one, my laptop has one, I still have my PlayStation 2, I have a 4K Blu-ray player, like that's, and this Mac Mini, that's 5 different things that have a CD drive in them. And so it's like, why would I not still collect CDs and listen to them? Like, you're still never gonna get a better fucking audio like sampling than your CD. And like, I love vinyl. You're sitting next to like a small chunk of my collection, and there's something very like emotionally resonant about having vinyl. But collecting CDs, I just personally think is like one of the most underrated fucking things, because the sound quality is unparalleled. They're super easy to collect. They're way more like, you can't like bang a fucking vinyl on,
you gotta fuck it up
like that. You know what I mean?
You almost got to treat it like sensitive ass document or something. Like,
exactly.
You're very careful,
and so I just think there's something about CDs that's like, they're more likely to withstand time, and that's why we buy physical music. Like, we archive.
Yeah. Plus with digital music too, something I've kicked my ass about for a while. Years ago, the Miseducation of Freddie Gibbs was on iTunes, and because of licensing shit, now it's considered an EP with like 3 songs. Now I got a couple songs that I did buy at the time. Why the fuck I didn't buy the whole album at the time, I don't know. But you're not going to get that. You're not going to go put in a CD one day and then all of a sudden half the track listing's missing, which is always a risk with any type of digital media.
Yeah.
If it just stops being supported, if something happens with licensing, fucking Ready to Die, because of licensing shit. If you buy that now, streaming, anything like that, it's a different sound than the album because they had to go back and take out certain samples because it didn't clear. I think actually the title track is the most like noticeable one, but I haven't listened to the fucking album version in a minute, so I'm now used to this newer one. So yeah, there's definitely something for the physical media, but yeah, I mean the streaming's convenient as hell. You got tens of thousands of songs if you want, but again, it if I drop my phone or if I don't like back shit up or whatever, lose my account information, gets hacked, that's gone. Unless something happens like physically with a physical collection, you take care of that. You don't then you'll be good.
Dude, so we got a comment that said the absence of CD players in cars is a shame. I'm lucky. My car, I have a 2014, and that still has a CD player in it. And before that, I had a 2010 Nissan Altima, and that had a CD player in it. So I've yet to experience life without a CD player. But for those who have more modern cars that don't have them, I implore you to find a way to listen to CDs at home. I mean, listening to CDs in the car is like an unparalleled experience still. And there is definitely a way that you could do that, especially now with like command strips. You could easily fucking command strip a CD player. You can get a CD player on Amazon and then command strip that to your dash, and boom, now you're riding in style. Imagine if we had command strips when we were younger.
No, we had tape decks.
Yeah, not even, dude. You'd have the tape deck, but then you had the cable, and you had to plug it into the headphone jack, and you had to pray that it wasn't going to skip. And so now I'm like, I want to be time traveling now, because it's like, dude, you put some fucking command strips and put that on the dashboard, that thing ain't skipping at all, dude. That's like lamping in luxury.
Fuck, anti-skip technology. I remember listening to a CD player on the bus, and then anytime you hit a bump, skip every fucking time.
For real. Dude, you know what's funny about CDs that you made me think about? So, early on in our friendship, there was did you pull out the stickers in that bag from earlier?
Yeah, I got a feeling I know what album you're gonna
Yeah, dude. So there was a CD that I had loaned you at one point. The double disc album.
Oh, you talking about Gangstar?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about when you found that the Grassroots album, like days after I told you about it.
No.
Yeah, no, I saw the Gangstar.
Flip, dude. Like, that was the thing where it was like I found that by way of blind buy at a CD store. Wow. While I was like record shopping, I just like saw that and bought it. But I'm in the kitchen cooking to a CD soundtrack I hunted down on eBay. Let's go. Love that. But yeah, that was one of those things where it was like, I feel like that, and it's gonna like sound dramatic, but like as two people who are like passionate about hip hop, you like borrowing that album and taking it on for a while, like completely shifted the course of our like understanding of music appreciation, where it was like, oh, okay, like we're in the fucking crates now. Like, this is not surface level.
Oh yeah,
like jamming, you know what I mean?
Because I just opened up the Gangstar Foundation, Jared with the Damager.
Yeah.
Everybody else that they were collaborating with.
It's like to this day, like I still have my like CDs on a shelf at the crib in the library room, and man, there's no CD that looks like that. There's just something about that packaging, the fact that it was a double disc.
A few that sound like that too.
Yeah. Oh my god, without a doubt, dude. Yeah, that was different.
Guru's definitely, I mean, shit, whenever you see the question, oh, if you could bring back a musician or hip hop artist, Biggie, Easy, anybody's got it. It's, but Guru is like that. Like, that's one of the biggest fucking blocks. He was so fucking good.
Yeah.
So fucking good. But yeah, that album is, and what's great about that is usually like best of albums or like greatest hits or, I mean, sometimes they're hitter because you got your own idea of like what their greatest hits are. But that was fucking solid. That whole album. I think there's maybe only a couple tracks on there where it's just like, it's not a bad song, but it's not what I'm feeling right now, so I skip over it. But for the most part, it's like all the way fucking through.
Dude, it's funny. You just made me think of this. So before we leave, because I appreciate everybody that's still rocking with us tonight. We're talking about things that like get lost in the ether, right? So in this box, like this is just the small of the two boxes. So I just took this box of some 7 inches that I have, and
Do you still have that Grassroots album?
oh yeah,
I still can't believe it. Hundreds of dollars online. And where were you, in Salem?
no, I was in Gloucester, Massachusetts. It was such a random day.
It's this Canadian production group that came out with this one album that is so fucking good. It sounds so good. Stopped being printed, only being sold for hundreds of dollars online. I tell Cody about it. Days later, within the week, he sends me a photo in like a $2 or less bin at this fucking record store. He sees that. Of course, I ended up buying it. And it like, I wasn't wrong. Like, it's a good fucking album.
It's phenomenal.
So I still can't believe, like, shit. I'm just glad that at least like you ended up grabbing that. But I mean, like, if I had to mention that probably wouldn't have even fucking caught your eye.
Might not even registered, dude. So the reason I just pulled this out, these records are not available on streaming anywhere. These ones are. See the difference in the stack? These are only available at this point if you have either these records or you got some other like printing of it. That's more than 3/4 of this box right here. You know what I mean? And that's like, I say that to like not to be like fucking elitist and be like, look at me, all this cool stuff. But it's like, this is why like none of us like were talking about physical media in the 2000s like that. You know what I mean? We weren't like, at least like, I wasn't talking about my collections with people. I was just collecting because that's what I loved doing. Like,
oh yeah, it wasn't like a status thing. It was just
like, if I was out in the world, like, there was probably times you and me probably went to Walmart at like midnight and I was buying fucking like Batman DVDs, like the moment they would put them on the shelf. And it was like, I just wanted to have those things. Dude, all right, I love this. Cody, so you remember that band from the early aughts I told you about? Only one site on the internet has evidence that band even existed. Exactly, dude. And that's like, as somebody who went to like a ton of live music shit as a kid, that's like a lot. Like, dude, some of these records are bands that there's no other way to get this shit, right? Like, dude, you'll laugh. You might know this one. You guys will appreciate this too. I know some of you guys in here are from Nashua. This record, Slobberknocked, this band played in the pool at the Nashua skate park that was over by Bridge Street. That's where I got this record. They played in the pool and shot off like fireworks and shit. Shout out to Slobberknocked. Singer of this band is a tattoo artist now. But literally, that's like, they literally wrote the fucking track listing on the back. Like, they got this thing printed, like, wrote the fucking tracks on it. Fucking LFOD, punk skins, and hardcore kids. Like, couldn't have done it better. And this was out of a pressing of 100. So this one happens to be 57 of 100. And it's like there's nowhere that I know of that you can go and stream these songs unless you know how to jailbreak MySpace or some shit like that. Maybe, you know. Dude, there's just so many of these. Same thing, dude. Shout out to Manchester Hardcore, Drug Test, R&R. Like, yeah, dude. It's crazy to think that you might be holding the only CD in existence of that band. Exactly. Like there was only 100 of these ever made, and how many people still held on to them from that time, you know?
Oh, yeah. And especially you go further back, I mean, shit, like I've had my iTunes account for fucking, at this point, it's almost like anachronistic, you know, between Spotify, everything like that. But it's just what I've had for so long. But again, I mean, not everything's going to be put on there, licensing, or people just not fucking with it. You know, like an example, like Tool. How long before they finally put everything on streaming? But before that, it was only
decades. Dude.
Yeah, where they then finally just said fuck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you know, something to it. There's something about it's kind of like with my book collection. You know, I'm never going to be like a e-reader. Like I'll read Wikipedia articles out the ass.
Yeah, straight up.
But I'm not going to read a novel on my phone. Yeah, I like the feel of the physical book. I mean, that shit's just getting ridiculous. I think it's like 700-800 books last time I fucking counted. But yeah, they're never going to get pulled. They're never going to get like edited for whatever fucking reason. Same with the albums too.
Yeah, you're not going to go around finding this every day. There's an even better vinyl of this record too. That is a plexi disc that's shaped and designed like a police badge, and it just says "J Dilla, fuck the police."
Dude, Illa J, his brother.
Ooh, yeah.
I know it's like 8 years removed, I think, but fuck, I'm gonna look up the album name.
Ryan said, "I still have your album with Rising Sun." That's it.
Yeah,
that's remarkable, dude.
Shit, on my like general playlist, I still got fucking Ohms and Ohms. I listen to that shit all the fucking time.
Let's go. Somebody asked, "How do we preserve rare CDs online? When we own such important items, we kind of have a responsibility to keep them from impermanence." Internet Archive. So I think the Internet Archive is a great resource for sure. I definitely am like, and I feel like you could comment on this because this kind of goes back to the iPod days when I met you. So when I met Steve, he had an iPod Classic that he hooked up in his car, and every time he bought a CD or bought a record, he would upload it to his computer and put it on the iPod. And so that was like the central music storage. So you kind of talk about that, but
actually, it's not the same iPod, but the playlist is on what's probably a dead iPod. Stole my car because ever since the aux cord, now I kind of retired that one. But yeah, it's definitely important to get it out there. I mean, once media is lost, it's really, I mean, it's lost. It might be found again, but you never know how many movies, for example, are gone? Vault fires, manuscripts of writings that's gone.
Yep. So
if there's a way to get it out there, to preserve it somewhere else, it's definitely better to have a backup. It's always risky having just one of something.
Yeah.
Because once that thing is gone, it's gone. If something breaks, if something gets lost in the fire, if something gets stolen or whatever. But if there's a way to preserve it so that way others can access it, appreciate it.
Yeah.
And the Internet Archive, it is a good way too.
I talk about, this is more like movie based, but like I talk about Criterion Collection a lot on the show.
My brother lives and dies by that.
Yeah. So I love Criterion, but you just made me think of another really great, notable like film preservation group is actually, they're called Vinegar Syndrome. And Vinegar Syndrome is like a term for when film starts deteriorating. I'm probably not saying that the most eloquent way, but so they do like a similar thing to Criterion, but just in like a different niche of movies. And dude, like people, it's one of those things where it's like people that tell me they don't have a CD player, they don't have a DVD player, they don't have a Blu-ray player. It's like, if you really don't, get one, because it's not about being a collector. It's about making sure that your favorite things don't disappear.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to people all the time, is like, I love collecting because that's like, that makes me happy. And I love organizing my collection. I love archiving stuff. I love the thrill of getting a rare fucking pressing of something. I love, like, I'll sit in the library room of my fucking apartment and just look at all this stuff and just be like, wow, like, I have books from the early 1900s, probably even before that, all the way to stuff that's still like coming out as we are living and breathing right now. Same thing with movies. And like, because I collect so much, and it's not the most healthy thing, as my fellow collectors will probably agree, but like, because I consume as much as I do, I have more shit. Like, I always have something waiting for me.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's never a point where it's like,
boredom's not really an option.
Yeah. Like, what am I looking for on Netflix, or what am I not? And I'm not like trying to hate on streaming all the way, right? But like, there's just got to be a balance of like, movies were made for movie theaters and high format fucking home releases. Television programs were meant to be streamed. So like, I'm just saying.
Even those, if I'm trying to get the physical copies if they're available, just because with so many fucking streaming services now, it's. I mean, I think everybody's got a couple of their main ones. A lot of people are going back to pirating. I mean,
yeah.
Hulu, and then I'm trying to think of what the one I even use second most. I don't know. I mean, I'm subscribed to a few of them, but yeah, I definitely agree. Streaming it's convenience. It's convenient. It's easy. I mean, in that sense, like,
and that's why it's like, I'm not hating on it. It does what it's supposed to do.
But
it's just,
yeah. I mean, shit. Something I've noticed, and I've seen people talking about on like some like Reddit threads or whatever in the gaming community. Huge outrage about games just support immediately being stopped. And I don't know if it's exactly the same, because it seems like a lot these days need, like I was telling you earlier before the show, there's a lot of games I wasn't even aware of. It's been so long since I've been on them, so I was just seeing shit I hadn't even heard of. But whether you need to be online to access them or play them, or whether you need to be, playing with other people or whatnot. But if a company can just pull support of something, or like the Freddie Gibbs album, if because of licensing they can just flat out pull it, or the Biggie album, like I mentioned, if they can change how the songs sound because of a sample dispute. But if you got that physical copy, if you have that ready to die that came out before that, you got that original version. If you got some movies that, were only limited release, say, for whatever reason, you still got those. Same with books or anything like that. But anything on digital, I mean, if something gets wiped out, something gets hacked, deleted, corrupted, and I mean, those files degrade too. The hardware that they're held on, I mean, nothing lasts forever. That shit degrades as well. I'm sure I got some old like hard drives or whatever that I'm like, oh, I go back in years and look at that. I can plug them in right now and it could just not work.
And that's the thing. And people will come back to this and say that like, oh, like your physical media will deteriorate over time too. And it's like, there are things where it's like disc rot can happen in rare circumstances, but that also has to do with like how it's stored, you know. So it's like, how much do you care about the stuff that you own, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like anything could get ruined if you don't care for it. But like, I have CDs in my collection that I've had for well over 25 years now, and I could pop them in a CD player and they play just as great as they did the day I got them. And I hope that in 25 more years, hopefully I'm not here, but hopefully somebody has all my shit, and hopefully they're jamming it somehow in their fucking Mars apartment or whatever is happening by then.
25 years will probably be 25 years in the past at that point.
No, for real.
Just going backwards.
My boy asked me, what did I pick up in the last Criterion sale? And honestly, I hate to admit it, but I don't think I bought anything this Criterion sale. And the only reason that I didn't is just because I have personally been super broke. I was like transitioning between jobs and being a broke rapper anyways. And I just like went through this weird transition where I had like 3 weeks of not getting a paycheck. So that really set me back quite a bit. So I didn't get to get anything this time around. But I had a bunch of stuff from a previous sale still fucking in a pile. So just in the last month, I watched Rumblefish. I watched Chana's Missing. I watched JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling. I watched The Grifters. And then it's not Criterion, but I also watched The Day the Earth Blew Up, which I had been talking about on the show for a while too. So while I didn't get to pick anything up, I did make sure to make time to watch the stuff. Which reminds me, one of my final questions before we tap out of this thing. I don't know if you know what I'm going to ask you yet. Have you watched Nope?
What, Nope?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were going to ask about Paramount.
Still hasn't watched it.
Dude, that's a horrible habit. Actually,
Chat, everybody tell him to watch Nope immediately.
Just today, I got 2 more things that I'm sure, and I've been talking about buying them for a while, and I'm sure I made the joke that they're just going to sit on the pile and I'm going to watch the same shit for background. But I managed to find The Adventures of Pete and Pete seasons 1 and 2.
Wow.
Cheap as hell, because the only times I saw them before was like $150, $200+. And I happened to see one being sold the second season for like $15. So I grabbed that, and then I saw Good Condition season 1 being sold for like $45. I was like, fuck it. So yeah, no, I gotta watch what I buy, honestly, because that's a bad habit. Because otherwise I'm just spending money for shit to just take up space.
My boy said, haven't seen Nope? Get Out.
Did see Get Out though.
I like that one. Well played. Yeah, we're big Monkey Paw Productions fans around here, dude. Anything Jordan Peele touches is fucking gold. Dude, you seen, so do you have CBS or whatever it is, Paramount?
I got Paramount.
Whatever the fuck it is. Dude, shout out to Megan. What's up, Megan? Thank you for tuning in. We're almost wrapping up here, but it was a crazy episode. We had some internet outages and whatnot, so we're super grateful for everybody that tuned in. Dude, Jordan Peele and Monkey Paw Productions did 2 seasons of The Twilight Zone.
Oh shit.
Which I'm sure you may remember is one of my favorite fucking franchises of all time. And that's what The Howling Man is largely based on. And I thought that Jordan Peele's team did a tremendous job with it. I was so sad that they canceled it after 2 seasons, but man, there are some super memorable episodes in that 2 seasons that like really hone in on like what I think Serling was like trying to do with the show. What up?
Yeah, no, Twilight Zone is whether it's the classic ones, which are classic, or yeah, Jordan even on the Key and Peele, you could see some of his horror sketches. Yeah. Like the baby Forrest Whitaker. Like that was such a hard turn for the show. It was funny, but Jesus Christ. And that was some creepy ass shit.
Megan said it say hi to Scott, but I don't see Scott in here unless he's with you. So hi, Scott. Much love, brother. Scott is usually always in our chat. It's one of the OGs of this live stream. This is week 35, guys, by the way.
Oh, shit.
35. This is episode 35. 35 weeks in a row, I've pretty much done this show and had a different person in here pretty much every time. It's been quite a wild ride, I gotta say. It's like, appreciate everybody that tunes in every week, because if you guys didn't tune in, I wouldn't have a show. Thank you, appreciate that. It just feels like a big feat, honestly. I mean, and even you know, Steve, like I was trying to get into podcasting like 10 years ago. People might not believe it, but I've really been studying this shit for a long time, and I've really like been about the podcast culture life for a long time. And I've always like had it in my mind that I wanted to build like a podcast network, but I didn't know how to do anything with like video back then. And so it was like, I just was trying to do these audio shows, which like would have been cool, but I just wasn't like far enough along technically to do all of the things that I had the ideas to do.
No, but I remember you talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a minute for sure. I didn't realize this was 35 weeks though. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Some good shit.
Yeah, it's been quite the wild ride, dude. We've had athletes, we've had musicians, of course, we've had life coaches, we've had chefs, we've had like fucking just like business, like people that like started their own businesses, people that are like visual artists, like painters and illustrators and shit. People that have like we've had people from like the Midwest, people from the South, like it's been such a wild ride, like, and that's what's cool, is that we can have people like come in remotely or be here like you and me are. I like these a lot better, honestly, but I've had some like super great remote interviews over this period of time so far. Yeah, we've had actors and directors on the show, people that have like worked on like Hollywood films and shit too, as grips and lights and stuff like that. Just like really wild stuff, man. We've been really lucky. So yeah, thank you guys a lot. Tonight's episode getting messed up was not my fault, I swear. It was the internet. There was like 2 episodes out of 35 episodes. There was like 2 or 3 that I take ownership that technically got like horribly butchered, and 2 of those were because I forgot my MacBook charger. And so the laptop just died in the middle of an interview with a guest here, and they're looking at me like, what is going on here, dude? I'm running around the studio looking for cables to charge this thing. I get like, I'm embarrassed thinking about it now. Ryan said, I think you should keep it for posterity. What were we talking about?
Whether you're talking about this one, which you said you might.
This episode. Yeah, maybe. All right, maybe we'll keep this up. We'll see. I gotta see it. I gotta see if it even made it to. Like, I can see that you guys are tuned in from YouTube, which is sick, and I know there's some people from Facebook, which is always cool. But because the stream got cut off, it like started it up in another stream. So I don't even know how it's gonna look, honestly. But hey, keep the episode. Okay. All right. We'll keep this one. But yeah, this one was not my fault tonight. This was an internet outage. I have no idea what happened, but the internet here just like
shit the bed.
Yeah, just straight up like just disappeared. And I have no idea what happened, so I apologize for that. But honestly, more of you guys came in after that happened, so thanks for showing up at some point. I don't think you guys were here before the crash because I was watching the numbers, so, or you guys were here and you came back. Either way, appreciate you guys. I had made a new video ad for tonight, but I didn't get time to program it into the queue here. And I don't think it's going to let me add it right now because that would be too convenient. I don't think it's the right file type. But long story short, as I mentioned last week, I have my very first solo show in nearly 3 years coming up. Over the last few years, I've obviously had the honor of performing with Byron, performing with Bizza. Now I have my live band, the Keyholders, that I perform with as well. And so I haven't like done a show by myself and like played old catalog songs in a long time. So with my birthday coming up at the end of the summer, I've partnered with a venue in town. Shout out to The Spot, and I'm going to be hosting my first solo show. It's just going to be me performing. I'm going to be doing a set that has songs from like throughout my catalog, songs that are probably like almost 10 plus years old, songs that are unreleased, songs I've never performed before, brand new stuff you guys know, stuff you don't know, the whole nine. This is like a really special show for me. Like I said, I obviously haven't done a solo show in a long time, and I don't plan to do too many of them necessarily. And I'm like heading into, like with my birthday coming up, I'm obviously headed into a new chapter of my life, so to speak. And so I feel like this is kind of changing of the chapter, so to speak. And so I'm tapping into a lot of the old stuff to just like get it out there and like let it siphon through. And I'm also going to be just doing a bunch of stuff that I've never had the chance to do before. And so I really, really hope you guys can make it out. As you guys know, I don't do too many shows these days. So this is going to be my first show back. Honestly, I think it's my first show in Nashua since like January of this year. And like I said, my first solo show in a number of years, and hopefully only one of a few. I got some really special stuff planned for this. I'm really excited about it. The Spot is going to be it's going to be awesome. It's an all ages show. Pre-sale tickets are available right now for $10. You can go to Cody-Pope.com and get tickets right now. Pre-sale tickets are $10. If you wait till the day of the show, it's $20. The room only holds 100 people, and tickets have started to sell. There's also physical tickets. So the first 50 people that ordered pre-sale tickets are going to get a collector's edition custom ticket. I can kind of show you what it's going to look like shit, but I'll show you kind of what it's going to look like. And I'll put this video up on YouTube for you guys to see following the show. But basically, first 50 people that ordered their tickets to the show are going to get an actual physical printed collector's ticket like this. It's double-sided. It has a special message on the back for the ticket holders as well. And we're going to have a bunch of exclusive merch made for that night. Like I said, I'm pulling songs out of the catalog that have never been performed or haven't been performed in a long time. It's going to be one of the rare times that I'm just up there, just me and the mic and the laptop and nothing else. We've got some really cool visual stuff put together. We're going to have if you were at the Giant Steps show back in October, we're bringing back the Polaroid photo booth. Shout out to my brother Danny from Dimes Productions. So we're going to have everybody getting Polaroids that night, taking pictures, getting memories. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff in store for that night. So stay tuned. Get your tickets now. Cody-Pope.com. Tickets are available right now. hellhoundpublishing.com/tickets. Tickets are available right now. Get them while you can. Friday, August 22nd. And that's what the fuck The Rock is cooking. Yeah. All right, man. We're gonna cap this one up nicely. Otherwise, Steve, thank you so much for rocking with me, man. I know this was a fucking wild array of events, but now that we kind of did one and know how it feels, we should do this we should do this every so often.
I'm down.
Feel up to it.
I'm down.
We'll pick like 3 or 4 records that like came out in that time from the last time you were here, and we'll just like listen to those in the days leading up to the episode, and then we'll just fucking do what we do best.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah. I should have I had a banner for you too, and the banner shut off earlier. But if you guys want to follow Steve, Steve is on Instagram. You can follow him at _tribe_called_Kalos. I'll put that in the chat for anybody that wants it. But show Steve some love. We're gonna get him back on the show as much as we can, and he's always gonna provide you guys some insight on new hip hop releases and things that you could be listening to. Thank you. Appreciate all my people that were in here tonight. Robert, it was great to have you here. Yo, Ryan's fundraiser just reached 70%. Let's go.
Oh, shit.
GraniteStateRamen.com. Let's get that other 30% filled up. Come on, guys. Keep donating. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ryan said if he hits 75%, he's going to do a ramen dish named after me. He didn't really say that, but I just figure if I put it on record now. Ryan said, Steve, you are such a great guest.
Oh, I appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you, man.
Yeah, we're definitely Steve has a lot of really cool insight into releases, and he has a very unique perspective of a music listener as well. And so I think that's cool for us to bounce off each other. So we're definitely gonna make that happen. Ryan, with all those emojis, it sounds like you agree that we're gonna make the Creature of Pain Eternal Ramen Dish coming soon at GrandStateRamen.com. And with that, good night, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you next Monday. Preach.
Cody Central is written and produced by Cody Pope for Hellhound Publishing. If you'd like to sponsor the program and have your brand, podcast, or service featured, learn more about that today at www.hellhoundpublishing.com/Cody-Central. Additional ways to support the program include purchasing music, joining our Patreon for exclusive content, or simply donating at any of the links available in the QR codes above.
I certainly feel sorry for you.